We asked the question, if a general election were being held today, which political party's candidate would you vote for in your constituency? The JLP has opened up a 13-point lead over the PNP based on these polls, with 46% of the people that we interviewed indicating that they would vote for the JLP candidate in their respective constituencies. That is compared to 33% who indicated that they would put their ex next to the head for the PNP candidate in their constituencies. And people have gotten up off the bench because the undecided bloc is at a 5-year low, 20%. Usually that number is in the 40%. We're usually looking at 2 in 5 people. I don't know who I would vote for. I'm completely undecided. No, that undecided bloc is down by half to 20%. People are making up their minds. And based on these results, more of the spoils have gone to the current administration than to the opposition who is vying to unseat them.
Hold on. This is huge. A 13 percentage point lead is huge, right? Tell me, what were the numbers in the last poll? As I recall, it was 31 PNP, 35 JLP. It was a 4-point lead, wasn't it?
It was.
And
yes,
a 4-point lead has now been tripled?
Been tripled.
Into a 13
points. That is correct.
And based on our history and my memory, the numbers are not yet back at where we were just before the September 2020 elections.
You are right. And Cliff, you know your memory sharp. You know.
Yes.
Right? So in September 2020, that JLP figure was 49%. It's 46. It's not that far off from where they were just heading into that 2020 election. Then the margin was 17 points between the JLP and the PNP in the JLP's favor. Mm-hmm. It's not quite there. It's down at 13. But yes, as you rightly say, that leap between May and now from 35 to 46 is significant. Significant might be putting it lightly.
Jenny, let me ask you what I know every single listener and viewer is asking. You're sure?
I am sure. We are sure that this reflects the views of the public that we polled during the week that we polled them. And I say this.
And you never lock up in a room a poll Marlon Morgan alone?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We were in the field in all of the nooks and crannies of all 63 constituencies are represented in this poll proportionately. This is a nationally representative poll at the constituency level and also at the demographic level in terms of age and gender.
Another question for you, based on an observation, what does this mean in terms of where the undecideds are going? It means they're breaking for the JLP.
Far more significantly than they have chosen the PNP, yes. Because the PNP, they're at 33%. That's a 2 percentage point uptick from where they were in May. Mm-hmm. So they have gotten some of it. But the majority of it, of those who've gotten up and said, okay, the time is here for us to make a decision because the election is next week. It's now or never. Mm-hmm. And most of them have chosen the Labour Party.
It's a break for the Labour Party. And I've been telling my colleagues that in my understanding and following of the politics, Jamaicans tend to vote in like herds. You sit on the fence and then when you make up your mind, we tend to move mostly in one direction. Yeah? And that is why we have had landslide majorities for so many of our general elections. I don't know if this will be another landslide. It is certainly a 13-point lead. is heading in that direction. Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know what is going to happen on election day. Yeah.
So what this does
And let me just ask again. You
yes.
were in the field up to 2 days ago.
Up to 2 days ago. We were in the field up until about 6 p.m. on Wednesday.
6 p.m. Wednesday evening.
Yes.
Tell me, the weather vane seats now, because the weather vane seats should tell us a story.
All right.
If these numbers are correct.
Okay. Let me just switch to that really quickly.
And the weather vane seats, listeners, are the seats that have been very good indicators of how the country is going to vote. Southwest St. Elizabeth has voted with a winning party for the last 5 elections. So too Southeast St. Elizabeth. So too Western St. Mary. They have voted with a winning party, at the national level. And that is why we have been focusing on them for the last several months. I've asked the Blue Dot team to go in there, do the polling, and let us understand what is happening in the weather vane seats. Over to you, Jenny.
Well, in the weather vane seats, the trend is holding, right? So, in St. Elizabeth Southeast, JLP 53% to the PNP's 31%.
That's Franklin Witter. Southeast?
Yes.
53.
53 to 31.
A 22-point lead.
In St. Elizabeth Southwest, it is 55% to the PNP's 37%.
That's an 18-point lead.
Correct? And